Welcome to Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 72. I'm your host, Trash Can Jones.
And I'm Breeeg.
Discord cut it out. I was wondering if it was going to do that.
I got it on my recording.
Yeah, that's why we record separate. Why we have your, your other track. It's pretty funny.
Yeah,
we're recording remote
does
today. Discord does want to fuck with us, yeah.
I've been sick, and if I'm on Discord while I'm sick, I sneeze or whatever, and this was right after some of my friends were having a conversation about, okay, you only get 3 bless yous. After your third sneeze, you're done. Tell you to fuck off. But they didn't hear my first sneezes. Because
you're one of those people, too, that can sneeze 9 times in a row.
Yeah, so, we've joked about that before, right? Oh, yeah, that's Brendan. Sometimes he just sneezes 7 times in a row. That's allergies.
That's what it is. You get the 3 bless yous, and then you're just like, all right, I'm just not acknowledging. Stop being so allergic. It's annoying.
It happens.
Yeah, no, you really can't control that at all. At least you're not one of those people that's allergic to eggs, water, grass, every shit like that.
I got a cousin who used to be allergic to very, very many things, and he just outgrew it.
Oh, that's very lucky. Being allergic to a lot of things must be absolute hell. I can't imagine. I'm only allergic to penicillin, and that's comes up in very select situations.
Yeah, whenever you go to, when you signed up for the smoke out, and you were just any allergies to be aware of? Penicillin, and you spelt it wrong.
It's a hard word, all right?
It's
put it on every wedding I go to, too. Dietary restrictions, penicillin.
I mean, they might make a special mushroom dish or something like that. You never know. But
perfect penicillia mushroom.
My cousin, he ate so much just boiled chicken once, because it's all he could eat, that he began developing an intolerance to boiled chicken.
Oh, no. That's such a gross texture, too. Boiled chicken, of all things? Ugh.
I mean, it's like any other cooking method. You can get it right and you can get it wrong.
I suppose.
It's bland regardless.
Yeah, no matter what, it's just going to be bland and mushy a little bit. Can't imagine it's going to have that same kind of chicken texture after you boil it. Not going to be stringy and thing like that.
No, I have overcooked my share of chicken in the day. Thinking, I'm going to simmer it in this sauce or whatever. Or just straight up boiling it for a different dish, which is not the method I use for that anymore. But overcooked chicken, it is rubbery. It is tough and hard to chew through. It is not mushy at all.
Interesting. Even if you boil it and just kind of soak it forever, it doesn't get mushed.
It gets. If you did it forever, I could see it eventually falling apart, I guess. But
It'll be our next CRT bonus: boiling a chicken forever.
Yeah,
you just have a long exposure of a chicken boiling.
It's like that experiment with the with a camera on that vial full of pitch, and it's it drops a single drop of pitch every 20 years.
Oh yeah,
and
it's literally
3 of the last 5,
dripping.
The camera was not working.
Yeah, that's pretty funny though. That's pretty cool. There's a substance that is that ultra viscous.
Mm-hmm.
Just always tune into it, be oh, it might drip. Might be the day.
But the reason that chicken gets so tough, because you know how just in general overcooked meat is tough, right?
Mm-hmm.
So as you cook it more and more, the muscle fibers sort of contract and get tighter, and they get tighter in between each other and squeeze the water out, so it becomes less juicy and tougher to eat.
I guess, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it literally just basically you're cooking all of the juice out of it, so yeah, nothing left but the fibers, and that's pretty tough.
Yeah, but it's not evaporation, which I think is important to note. It's literally the fibers squeezing out the water. Which, that goes into a whole thing with brining your meat and stuff like that.
Well, then what happens to the water after it gets squeezed out?
Then it gets evaporated.
Just sit there. Yeah, then it gets evaporated.
It doesn't evaporate from the meat,
Right. Right. Otherwise, then the meat would probably be a little succulent because the meat would suck in some of that, what you call water, if it was just rising right off it. And I imagine that's basically what like slow cooking and steaming is.
Yeah, for the most part. Well, with slow cooking, like, you're pushing it past. A lot of slow cooking is like what I was saying about smoking before, where you want the collagen to break down, and then the whole thing just falls apart. There's also, like, as meat cools, it becomes more, like, porous or absorbent for a little bit. And while it is cooling, I don't think when it's cool, but, like, as it's doing that, it can absorb moisture.
Interesting.
So you put a pat of butter and wrap a steak in tin foil after you cooked it. Let it rest, and it'll suck in some of that butter fat.
That is actually not a bad play. I should try that next time I cook some steaks. Throw a slap of butter on there, wrap it in some tin foil.
While it's resting.
Not a bad plan.
I've never done it.
Yeah.
But a friend of mine did it and gave me the steak.
I will try it out, and I'll report back the results next time I make steak. Hell yeah.
All right.
Sounds good.
So how was scooping?
So, Scooptober, an annual event that we have a friend of mine host, or a friend of ours host, that we just go and watch Scooby-Doo movies. Great time. Scooptober was an absolute blast. Thank you for the popcorn, the barbecue. We didn't get into the habanero because we just had too much popcorn, but the barbecue was a hit. Everybody loved it.
Okay, good. I got that from Mars Cheese Castle. They have tons
Cheese
of funky
Castle,
stuff.
really? They have popcorn there?
Well, yeah. I mean, it has it's like a mixture between a tourist trap, a bar, and a grocery store. So you can go there. They have like a wine section, couple beer sections. I think 2 beer sections.
Well, that kind of makes
This is
sense.
in Wisconsin.
Like,
a food
beer
court.
and cheese, wine and cheese, that makes sense. But, like, popcorn is kind of an oddball. They just have, like, an actual grocery store part of it where it's like you can just get your... milk also makes sense, but, like...
If you were there, actually, I don't think you can just buy milk. But I think if you were there, you would get the vibe. So, like, you walk in, the left, you got the wines. To the left of that, there's, like, souvenirs and tchotchkes, socks and stuff. And then the next, if we're going counterclockwise from the entrance, I guess, is some sort of, like, bakery counter. And then another aisle in the middle, which has various jams and jellies from small makers nearby. Salad dressings, popcorn and chips and things.
Interesting.
Pickled things, hot sauces.
It's like it sounds like kind of an old-timey grocery store. I dig it.
Well, like, the thing is like a lot of it's for, like, charcuterie and, like, movie watching and, like, the sauces and stuff like that, right? But, like, you're not going to get fresh produce.
Right.
But
And you said there is, like, a deli, but, like, a cheese deli, right?
yeah, it's just a cheese counter. But if you're continuing counterclockwise and you got the apparel, like hoodies and stuff, I got a hat once that said "Drink Wisconsinably." More beer.
That's pretty good.
Food court, Sprecher sodas, even the ones you normally don't see in the grocery store. Hard liquor next to the bar, and then the cheese section, cheese and sausages. Good stuff there. I also have some sausage and cheese curds, but I kept those for myself. And another beer section. Just New Glarus.
Damn. I love their cheese and beer up there in Wisconsin. Hell yeah.
I love it a lot.
Speaking of Wisconsin, I have a little beef with the Green Bay Packers. Well, now, I guess this guy Aaron Rodgers is on the Steelers now. I just really have a beef with him. Because not even about his whole, I guess he got into some hot water with the whole COVID vaccination thing because he was like allergic to the vaccine and then potentially lied about it and whatever. I don't even care about that. To go back even before Aaron Rodgers, we got to talk about this guy, Brett Favre. You aware of him? You know,
I know the name.
The name?
Yeah.
So, legendary gunslinger quarterback, you know, carries the Green Bay Packers for a decade plus. Eventually, it comes a time, like in everybody's life, if you're an athlete especially, you're getting old, it's like, hey, time to ride off into the sunset. We're going to have somebody else, take up the mantle. Eventually, like, you can't play football forever. And the proper etiquette thing to do...
You said he has a gun.
No matter, pretty much no matter what in the NFL, is when you get that call from your coach, it's like, all right, you have to recognize that moment, and you have to take the time to, pass the guard. Teach this guy, the ins and outs of the offense. Let him, introduce him to the guys. Make sure he feels part of the team, because he's going to be the guy. You have to respect that. But when Brett Favre meets Aaron Rodgers very publicly, after being the darling, beloved guy in Green Bay for so long, it's just I'm hired to play football and be a quarterback, not teach people. So fuck that guy.
I ain't quitting. I ain't leaving.
It's literally, he's just, I ain't quitting, I ain't leaving. So you're fucking figure it out. And everybody is just rolls their eyes, has such a big kerfuffle about this. He goes to the Vikings, has one of the most amazing seasons, oh, crazy, prove the haters wrong, ends up blowing it, and then goes to the Jets, blows it even harder, and has a really big, even flame out now. He's doing weird stuff where he's embezzling money in his state or some shit. I don't know. Brett Favre's major ultra douchebag, super crash out. Get to Aaron Rodgers, right? The guy that got screwed. Comes into his own. Becomes another amazing quarterback. Tenured for the Green Bay Packers for over 10 years. Everybody loves him. Gets the call. About that time. Getting old, my man. We're going to have to pass the guard. Aaron Rodgers, the guy who got the cold shoulder from Brett Favre, the old guard. What does he do?
Same
hey,
shit.
Man, I'm hired to play football. I'm not going to fucking teach nobody. Fuck you, Aaron Rodgers.
Well, I'm assuming... So you're saying, you have beef with the Green Bay Packers. I kind of feel like the Green Bay
Mostly
Packers...
just Aaron Rodgers. I corrected myself.
...have beef with the Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, no. The Green Bay Packers, the players themselves, have, I guess, beef with the franchise because they keep trying to pass the quarterbacks along. They're like, no, dog. And to the quarterback's credit, they're not completely washed out. I said, Aaron Rodgers is playing for the Steelers and is still doing decent at football, so he's trying to prove him wrong. No, I didn't deserve to be replaced, and Brett Favre did the same. But still, it's when you're 40-plus years old, I get that modern medicine's amazing and can keep you fit and healthy, but dog, just stop trying to ride off into the sunset. Do try to ride off into the sunset. Stop trying to drag this out. Even if you are going to have, I got some more years in me, don't be disrespectful to the guy who's already got the job, guaranteed pretty much. Shit.
Yeah, it sounds kind of shitty. Go Bears.
Go Bears.
We're
fuck them cheeseheads. Yeah, the Green Bay Packers have not been... Yeah, no, I don't say that. They've not been a superstar team, but the Bears have been much less of a superstar team. It's not really going to be a great matchup this season, Bears versus Packers. Kind of a poo-poo rivalry.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping, maybe we get a win out.
Yeah.
I don't even really care about football. I just think when Chicago sports teams win, people have a good time. People are happy.
Yeah, no. People are in a good mood. They got reason to be happy. They're not got reason to be mad.
Remember, everyone went crazy when the Cubs won the World Series, spilling out in the
especially
streets.
That was the 100-year drought. How could you not be excited? Even if you weren't a Cubs fan, how could you not be like, Chicago got the win?
Yeah,
Fucking A, finally.
Broke the GOAT curse.
Yeah, goddamn GOAT. Get out of here, ain't got no GOAT. Speaking of players being washed up, retired, I don't even think he is retired, but the guy, Mitch Trubisky, he used to be a quarterback for the Bears. I saw a commercial where I don't even know what it was for. It might have been for Geico. It might have been for whatever fast food they were doing. But this guy's ordering fast food, stuttering a bunch, and his friends are getting fed up with him. And they're like, all right, substitute, Mitch, get in here. And just call Mitch Trubisky just runs in, gets the guy out of the car and does the order for him. And I'm like, it's what a fall from grace to be star quarterback to backup order caller for these people. That's if it was real.
Yeah.
He's a backup fast food orderer.
Yes, times it's tough out there. Sometimes you need a side gig.
Yeah, shit. Mrs. Trash has a funny saying of like, times are rough when like you see like celebrities you haven't seen in a while do like the Chase commercials, like the Geico commercials, like even they got to work. Economy's rough.
Yeah, I mean, like, there's also, like, you get a lot of celebrities that end up getting, like, a somewhat early brand deal or a brand deal that, like, kind of fits them. Or they become, like, the face of something. Specifically, the hair lacquer.
Yeah,
billboards.
Brian Urlacher is all over billboards. Just, I got hair back now, because that's what he was known for, is being the bald guy. Not anymore.
Yeah. That's a good,
Not even that
face for it.
But he doesn't even like do anything. Is the fun part? Is like, yeah, I got my hair back, and no one's ever gonna see it except on this one billboard. It's not like he's a personality. He's not on like ESPN or on Red Zone or whatnot. Doesn't have a podcast. Like no one's ever heard or seen from Brian Urlacher except that billboard. So we know he's alive, I guess.
Yeah,
he's got hair
he's
now.
Still got a little bit of social clout, you know. He has
Yeah,
specifically as a bald guy who's been reformed.
True. If he turns up anywhere in Chicago and just says his name, I mean, he's going to get a table or, like, get into a place. He's still like,
no, they're going to be like, no, that guy's bald.
You're not him. He's bald. I don't know. They have that giant billboard on the I-94. It's kind of hard not to notice.
Yeah. I don't know. I couldn't recognize the guy.
Yeah, no, I don't think I'd recognize him at first glance, but if you said the name, then I'd be like, oh, yeah, okay, kind of deal. It's 'cause, like I said, you don't see him ever except the billboard. He doesn't do anything. He's, I guess, just riding his money, which is good for him. Honestly, it's one of those things whenever you don't hear from somebody famous, you're just like, oh, good. Because if I did hear something, it was probably bad.
Yeah. I actually met a Green Bay Packer once.
Ooh, who?
I don't know. Some lineman.
All right, good, nice, not bad.
My cousin is a scammer, and he just got out of jail at this point in time. He just went back to jail recently. And one day he randomly showed up with a new Hummer that later got repossessed.
Sweet.
And a Green Bay Packer. This big lineman dude.
He bought the Green Bay Packer?
No, he's hanging out with him for some reason. I mean, this dude, like, scammed people out of a lot of money.
That was crazy.
We were talking about that whole, you need someone to mess with your money, so if you're rich, so then they can go to jail and be like,
Is that who your cousin is, the rich people?
I don't know.
Like Shohei Ohtani's boy?
It's not too crazy. For me,
that's pretty great.
Imagine that at least.
That's pretty great. If your cousin gets out of jail and is immediately start balling, then you know that's what happened. That Green Bay lineman set him up with like a cool like $250,000 or something.
Yeah, and then I was back in jail for stealing like $3 million.
Damn.
In PPP loans.
Damn. That's rough to hear. I hope that that the lineman wasn't doing anything shady, like making him take rap for it. Especially a Green Bay lineman. Vince Lombardi is famous and quoted like, I would never let my daughter date a football player, but if she did, it would make sure it was a lineman.
Why is that?
Because they're not the stars. They're not the star quarterback. They're not the running back. They're not making plays. They don't get their name called or whatever. They're the guys that are just down in the trenches doing the dirty work.
Not too famous.
Nothing can happen without them. Yeah, they're not too famous. They're humble. Because everybody wants to, right, everybody's got the star quarterback, on the Wheaties box. So everybody wants the running back's jersey. You're not going to see any like people in the crowd with a lineman jersey, unless it's the family of the lineman. It's unfortunate, but it's just kind of the way it goes. They're the most important part of the game, but the most overlooked.
Yeah, someone in my high school's like brother has a Super Bowl ring when he was on the Seahawks.
Oh, cool.
I don't know what position he was, but I think it was a lineman.
Yeah, that's cool shit. Especially, it's really cool to see like the niche of that is the long snapper. So you've probably, even if you don't know a lot about football, like the idea of punting, right? Where you have the kicker that just goes back and he kicks the ball away because he's like, fuck it, you guys take it, but you're going to take it that far away instead of where it's here right now. Mm-hmm. So normally you have the quarterback goes underneath the center to just snap the ball. Even for a shotgun snap that only goes like 3 yards back or just handing him the ball, it's the center. But if you're going to have for the field goal unit or the punt unit where that snap has to go longer, you specifically need a long snapper. And it's a very niche position that people are like centers can't do it like the right way. You need to get the perfect spin on the ball to be able to get it to the right position, like for the person to be able to hold it and catch it the right way. Because if that snap's wrong, then the entire play just goes dead. Like nothing can happen. It's the epitome of like nothing can happen without the lineman, and that long snapper is like such a niche, like sought after position. There's guys that literally only do that on football teams. They come in for that play, snap the ball real good, and get off. They'll be like a backup guard or a backup tackle to fill spots if they ever need it, but that's what they do.
You got a special subclass in football. That's neat.
Yeah, that's really cool. The other like special subclass is the skinny guys is the return man on kick returns and punt returns. Not often is someone even good enough to get designated into that class because it's normally just like whoever can catch the ball and run. It's not like a huge amount of there is an amount of skill to it, but to be good enough in that skill to where a team is willing to be like, okay, you don't have to play any other football, just return kicks and punts. Like, you have to be super of that level. The last one, actually, that is of note, was a Chicago Bear, Devin Hester.
Oh. What's the name of this position? Oh, you said return kicker? Or
Kick return, punt return, yeah. That's whenever they punt the ball or kick the ball off, the guy who is like the one to catch it. And literally, for Devin Hester's whole career, the announcers would just be like, and they're going to kick off. Don't kick it to Devin Hester. Don't do it. They did it, and there he goes. Coaches would tell kickers, don't kick it to Devin Hester, because he's just going to make our day shit. Even if he doesn't get a touchdown, he's going to tear us apart. He was that good.
Yeah, it's cool we got cool guys on the Bears.
Yeah, we got cool, like, whatever, like, famous guys. It was really unfortunate because it was when the Bears were, like, only sort of good. We got to the Super Bowl, but it was that year that the Colts just absolutely embarrassed us. I think, like, 2000, I don't want to say 5 or 6, something like that. I don't remember exactly. But it was a really cool moment. The Super Bowl, the Bears get there. It's been a long time since they've made it to the Super Bowl, since 85. The first kickoff, 14 minutes, 59 seconds on the clock. Devin Hester gets that ball, runs it back for a touchdown.
Nice.
One of the greatest moments in sports history. I was guaranteed Chicago was going to win that Super Bowl, and then Rex Grossman fumbles like 3 snaps, and we lose by like 3 scores.
Oh, man.
Rex Grossman will forever be like one of my most hated quarterbacks, even though like he's overall like in a whole thing, like his career wasn't that bad if you look at the whole thing. As
He fumbled the big one.
Yeah, he fumbled the big one, big time. Some of them weren't his fault. Like, a shotgun snap went over his head one time, which, like, all right, what are you going to do? But, like, if you're fumbling an under-center snap, like, dog, you've been playing quarterback since you were probably 12 years old taking snaps, and you can't do this yet?
That's your own teammate, too. No one's trying to fuck with you.
It's not even was it his own teammate. He had Olin Kreutz under center, the greatest center of all time, basically. Like, known to be one of the greatest, most, like, intellectually good centers, who was, like, very technically sound. There's no reason Rex Grossman should have fumbled those snaps other than his own stupidity. It made it so fucking hard to watch.
Oh, that's kind of the story of Chicago sports, I feel. You know,
yeah.
You think you're having a good year, something like that, and then it gets to, like, the big game. Or maybe even not, like, you know, the Super Bowl, just, like, a big game.
Right,
and
a playoff
something
game.
happens. You're like, oh.
Yeah, that was the Bulls for a long time. You got Derrick Rose, Joakim Noah, Carlos Boozer, that whole squad. That was a really good run for a while, but just never clicked it. Never could make it click. The Blackhawks, though, they had a good run. They had, like, 5 out of 7 Stanley Cups one year?
Blackhawks were good.
They were real good for a while. To the point where I don't watch hockey, but I knew most of the players on the team. I knew Patrick Kane. I knew Antti Niemi. I knew... oh, shit. Well, I guess I don't know. I was going to say I just forgot the other guy's name. He was real famous.
You knew, like, 2 Blackhawks names. You forgot one.
I forgot one. I knew a lot back in the day. I could have named them all off. Chicago sports has a lot of ups and downs, mostly downs, but we're here for the ups. The ups make it great. You know, the more downs you get, that makes the ups better.
Actually, yeah. I mean, like downtown went crazy when the Cubs won. We had guys
100
climbing
years
up
worth
light
of partying.
poles, stealing the Taco Bell signs.
Hell
Yeah, I
yeah.
guess that isn't good for the city, but people were having fun.
Yeah, no, it's like it's that release. It's like the finally like you get to go crazy about it. What other time are you gonna take down the Taco Bell sign and like march a light pole down like Wrigleyville?
Exactly. So, new Pokemon game came out.
Yeah, you've been playing Legends ZA. How is that the real time battle system? I actually have a lot of questions about that.
It's neat. You can't like control where the Pokemon is, which I feel like if I had that level, because like I'll see like a big attack winding up, and I'll just be like, well, there's literally nothing I can do about this. But then
You can't just move out of the way?
yeah, you can, but like depending on where you are, like if you already have an animation going, you can't like stop that. You can't cancel your moves. So if you commit to a move and then they right after you start commit to an even bigger move and you don't kill them, you don't have a good chance of like dodging out of the way.
Well, that's kind of cool though. I like that. You got to really make your strategies then. If you're going up against them like someone that you know has like a one big hit move, like then you really just got to do that hit and run. You can't use your big hit moves.
Yeah, I'm doing okay in the online. So the online battles are 3v3 v3 v3 singles. So it's like a 4-man battle royale type deal, right? And essentially, if any of your Pokemon get knocked out, your entire team gets healed and you get reset, like in the back of the arena. And you score points by getting knockouts. So if you contribute to a kill, and then someone else comes and snipes it, you're out of the point. You know, they get
The points, yeah.
Seeing a lot of Gyarados, good for him. Gardevoir,
Nice.
but I didn't really expect the Gyarados. But it is a fucking monster. Moves like Fly and Dig and Bounce are a little bit better than they once were, because like in actual like normal singles, if any Pokemon uses one of those moves, then you just switch to a resist or protect if that's an option, and you're good. But
Right.
in this, it's like they just get to be invulnerable for a little bit, and you cannot dodge them for the most part.
Damn. That's pretty cool. I assume the same with like Surf. I don't know how that would work, but I assume that's just like you
Surf
cannot dodge that.
You probably can, but it's like not easy. It pulls up a big wave and moves forward, but it doesn't go for super far.
Okay.
But with flying stuff like that, like I don't really know if there's any way to dodge it unless you were to switch out your Pokemon so that they don't target it anymore. There's like it's just eventually the thing's gonna appear right on top of you and it's gonna hit you.
So my first big question is with like accuracy hit moves. With something like Guillotine, is that just like if you can get in range and get in the right position, is that gonna be basically like any accuracy move gonna be 100%? How do you like
I do not think
miss?
that there is one hit KO moves at least. In the game.
That makes sense.
But you're right that accuracy isn't a thing anymore.
Okay.
The way that it kind of goes is, and I really wish there was like better data on this available in the game, is that moves have a startup time. And like how much time you're channeling it, and then, you know.
Sure. Something like Hyper Beam, probably a long time, whereas something like Quick Attack, probably no time at all.
Yeah, and then they have cooldowns as well instead of PP. So.
Okay.
But like a big move like Hydro Pump, like it takes a second for you to charge up and then fire the move. So like that is a thing. Like, you know, if you aren't right next to them, you can go and dodge that, and you can get killed while you're doing that by like quicker attacks. And if you get it off, it is quite powerful. But then there's like Water Pulse, which comes out a lot quicker, but it does less damage.
Right. That actually makes, these moves now that are less damaging basically worthwhile now. Now it's not
That
just
is
like,
true.
oh,
Yeah.
you're just water gun shitty water pulse. Like, well, it does do less damage, but it also comes out a bit quicker. So if you need to do a hit and run, just fire a couple water guns around.
Yeah.
Might be worth it.
I feel like water gun might be too weak, but like yeah,
just an
water
example, 'cause
pulse
I know there's
to
moves
hydro
that
pump stuff like that.
I know there's moves that are just basically like the stronger version of an earlier move, and that could be like one way that it gets a little different. Like, yeah, it is stronger, but it's also going to take longer to wind up. So now you got to account for that.
Yeah. I was using quick attack on my Talonflame for a really long time because it has like a super duper short cooldown of 3 seconds, comes out fast, ends fast.
Now, how do two-stage moves work? Are they just like really long cooldowns, really long charge-ups? Like I said, Hyper Beam. That's normally like one move to recharge after using it.
Yeah, it just can't move for a bit afterwards. So you better hope you get the kill or do it from a position where like they can't really capitalize on you not being able to move.
What about Solar Beam, where you have to actually like stand still and charge it up? Is that all one attack, or is it like can you charge it and then just have it stocked to where fire Solar Beam?
No, you can't like stock things like that. Although it would be neat. But yeah, it would be similar. It's just like to hydro pump or whatever, where it just takes a second to like charge it up, and then you blast them.
Interesting. Yeah, that adds a whole new dynamic to it. It's really cool. Real time battling.
Yeah, So I played a lot of the ZA Royale, which is in the single player. Sorry, sick. But basically, there's a day-night cycle, right? And during the day, nothing really special happens. You know, you just go around, do whatever you got to do. Certain side quests are only available during the day, I think. And then at night, they'll take a section of the city, and then they'll put this red barrier around it with like entry gates, and you go in there, and you are basically tasked with knocking out or like beating as many trainers as possible.
Yeah, it's like the battle zone.
Yeah, sometimes they'll have up to 4 at the very beginning of the game. A lot of them only have 1. But you have people standing around with a Pokemon out. And you can sneak up on them and one-hit KO their first Pokemon.
Oh my god, that's kind of cheap.
Well, so they can also, if they spot you, just like in the old games, like, they'll come up to you and they'll battle you. And the thing special about this one is that they have, like, if they spot you and start the fight, then they get an advantage and you aren't able to move for a second. Because you're taken off guard.
Right.
So the only way that you would want to start a battle is to sneak up on them and hit them. Because you're not always going to get a one-hit KO too, you know. But
and I suppose that's what they say, right? You step in the red zone, you're supposed to be ready.
yeah, but either like the only way to start a battle is for somebody to have an advantage. You know, either you get spotted and you're stuck being unable to move for a second while they can get an attack off, or you sneak up on them and you get an attack off.
You can't just mutually come to terms on a battle?
No. If you are spotted at all, you are at a disadvantage.
It's literally like the Yakuza games. People just like, hey, that guy, let's go fight him.
Yeah.
It's literally just like crowds of people all coming at you. That's funny.
But I found that a lot of fun. They also have these like little sort of card things that you get where you like get it and then it's like a little mini objective. It's like, okay, sneak up and one-hit KO somebody's Pokemon, sneak up using fairy type moves, get knockouts with grass type moves, land 5 attacks with a mega Pokemon, you know, shit like that. So you do those and then you can get bonus money, or you collect medals which get converted into money at the end of the night. And you get like these points that you need to get the ticket, a challenger's ticket, and the challenger's ticket lets you do a rank up battle, which doesn't need to happen that night. You just like, you know that like that fake app pitch that a bunch of people have seen on the internet like the past 10 years called Rumbler?
I don't know it off the top of my head. No. Rumbler?
The idea is that it's just an app like Tinder, except you're meeting to fight people.
Oh, shit.
Swipe left and right. You're like, yeah, I could take this asshole. You square up, settle this.
Let's
Meet at the
go. Yeah,
Piggly
just,
Wiggly.
just gives you the DM of the guy. You can go fight him.
That's what
crazy.
happens in the game. You have a phone app for the Royale, and then like at the start of the night or at some point you'll get a notification. It's like, hey, your match is set up with this person. Go beat the shit out of him.
They're waiting for you.
Yeah, the first guy you fight is a taxi driver, and he's just like standing there next to his taxi.
Pulled over like, all right, got a fight scheduled.
Exactly.
Somebody squares up. That's great.
So yeah, you got an app on your phone that tells you unless you set up battles with other people. They start you off at rank Z, and then eventually, I guess spoiler warning, they give you this big skip all the way to rank F. And then all the challenger battles are like pretty much like gym leaders.
I was going to say, is it a little thing you need to get a certain rank in order to challenge the gym in each town, or is it just you need to get to a certain rank in order to get to gyms in general?
In each town, this game takes place entirely in one city.
Okay.
And there are no gym leaders.
There are no
But
gym leaders, you said?
The challenges after rank F are kind of like gym leaders.
All right, they take the place of them.
Yeah. So, like, typically it'll be, okay, you have this challenge match lined up, go meet them to talk about it, and then it'll, like, do a quest. Or it's like, okay, this person's hard to track down, so we gotta go to, like, their hologram. There's, like, a character that's a streamer, and it's basically like, damn, like, she's so hard to get a hold of because she's a famous streamer, like the most famous in the country. And she, like, really doesn't want to be seen, like, too easily in public and stuff like that.
Right.
So, turns out a buddy on your team is like, oh, I'm a huge fan of that streamer, and I don't want you to beat her, but you're on my team, so I'll help you out. You go to a holographic fan meetup where there's like a hologram there.
You're of her?
Yeah, and she like does a quiz show thing. And then so you have your teammate like feed you the answers if you need them. But I don't know, they just let me guess and I got them all right. Just
nice.
some hints.
Hell yeah.
And then it's like, okay, now you need to get the streamer's Pokemon's favorite snack. And so your teammate's like, okay, you got to go to this specific place to get this item, and you do it, come back, and then eventually you get invited. Or if you win like the quiz challenge, then you get like one wish granted by the streamer or whatever. And so you say, I want the match, and it's like, okay, fine, you got to go to this place, and then you go there, and I don't know how much I want to spoil.
All right.
But basically, you go there and you find her like streaming setup room. She's like, "All right, guys, all right, chat. I gotta take a break. Gotta go punch this kid's face in."
Can go
And then
dust
she loses,
this dude.
and then she curses.
Oh no!
It's all like stars and like @ symbols and pound signs and shit, but. Every time
says,
she loses, she's just a bunch of those. The way they talk in that game is very modern as well. One of your team members says "big oof."
Big oof.
When you get like hit really hard in like a boss battle. Yeah, it's good localization. That's how people talk nowadays.
Yeah. That whole thing with the idol is just it's super reminiscent. I don't know if I showed it to you. I definitely showed it to one of our friends. The Gintama episode with Takatsun, where they have the whole they do the whole basically the same thing. They get to a quiz show for their idol. There's basically this one of the guys in their crew is like the number one fan of this idol, and he has his best friend like come along with the crew to be like, all right, we're gonna go and try and win this quiz show, and his best friend gets knocked out, so they just hire like basically Hulk Hogan to replace him. And then when they get to the quiz show, somehow Hulk Hogan gets all of the answers right just by guessing, and they have no idea how. Like, is he secretly like a master person, like so a big fan of this
I
idol?
think he's secretly a fan.
Might be. And the whole time everybody's just going like, oh, there's no way he can't get this. Then he just keeps getting it. And they're like, yeah, Takatin, good job. Yeah. Giving him high fives.
Yeah, that is that like a real thing that people do with like idols and shit like that?
That's what I was going to
'Cause it
say.
came
It
up
must be
twice now.
something. Right. It must be something in like, I guess maybe Japanese culture where like their idols do that. They do quiz shows on like for their fan meetups. I don't know. Must be.
Yeah, cool. It's a bit of culture that I never really even imagined existed.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. They go like crazy over the top, and the anime is called Gintama. If anybody ever wants to watch it,
I think I've seen that episode of that show. Only that episode.
I might have
they were,
shown
like,
it to
doing
you.
a run or something like that. Part of the show.
Yeah, they have the whole that starts with a marathon to weed everybody out, and then the quiz show. So, but their plan is like to weed people out of the marathon by proving that they're like nobody's as a devoted fan as them. So they just get up on stage, grab the microphone, and go, "All right, my friend here can eat 20 plates of her shit, no problem. If any of you guys can't do that, you don't even deserve to be here." And like half the crowd leaves.
That's a good way to weed them out, I guess. Unless you're on the hook for that.
It's insane. Like, you start yelling at like someone else in their crew just like walks up to her and like hands her a plate.
Oh no.
It's the most ridiculous show. I love Gintama.
Another thing about the streamer in ZA though is that you know how there's like experience charms and shit like that in the other games?
Yeah.
The experience charm and like things in this game are plushies of the streamer. Her name's
Cute.
Canary, I think. But with a Y or with an I, so I don't know if it's Canary or Canary, but you go and you buy more plushes of her. And it's like, okay, you got more experience now, or you're more likely to catch a Pokemon if you throw a Pokeball at it.
Nice. Does it actually do that way, or is it just like
Yes.
make you feel better? Okay.
It actually does it. I think it's cool to tie it in that way instead of it just being like, this is a magical stone called the Experience Stone. It gives you more experience
Right.
because it's the Experience
Yeah,
Stone.
Makes it more realistic, a little less mystical. Although they do have the same thing of like thunderstones. Like if a Pokemon just looks at this rock hard enough, then it evolves. You know, like what does a thunderstone do to Pikachu? He doesn't eat it. He just looks at it and is like, oh, that rock? I know it. Okay.
They do need to make physical contact with the rock, I will say. But it's cool to have like some of these things be more like in the world, you know, relevant to the world instead of it just being the same old, same old.
I get you. I think it's cool.
I
think it's a cool thing to like. It's the same way like Legends Arceus. I don't know what the word would be like. Not really like demaster, but like made it like your Pokedex was the book, and it was like the very beginning. Where like this is sort of like the opposite, where it's like the ultra modern.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah, your Pokedex is a phone. It's an app on your phone, which they've been doing that for a minute. So another big thing about the game is that, for unknown reasons, Pokemon have been migrating into the city. And there's a company that can put up barriers, and so they put walls around certain areas and designate them as wild zones, where wild Pokemon can be. It's part of an initiative where they're like, we want to try and integrate life between Pokemon and humans in this city.
Right.
And also, they are coming regardless. So we need to do something about that.
Unless we want to start another Poke War.
But it's cool, like, you know, you're on a city street and then there's like a Houndoom. There's also Alpha Pokemon, which they don't attack your Pokemon. They attack you. And they will chase
like the actual
you down.
trainer?
Yes.
That's cool.
They're wild Alpha Pokemon and they will attack you. They
That's
will come
cool.
for you. This is a giant, like, you know, 5-6 feet up to the shoulder, Houndoom, just ravenous dog sprinting directly at you. You throw your guy out, and it's like, all right, take care of him. Walk straight past it.
Do you have health as a trainer? Like, can
Yes.
you have to go to a real hospital?
No, you regenerate, but if you can get knocked out.
That's cool as hell. I like that.
So one of the wild zones, and this is kind of my favorite. I hate going there, but the concept of it is so good. It's just full of lions.
Mm.
There's this Pokemon Pyroar, and it's literally like a wild zone where like 2 or 3 of the main gates just put you directly face to face to a pack of lions.
Damn.
And they like, yeah, you can throw your guy out and start fighting like the little ones, but the alpha one, he is gonna stand there and he's gonna start using earth power on you, which you need to like do a dodge roll to get out of the way of.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't throw another guy out there, then all the rest of them are gonna be using earth power on you. I died there twice.
Damn.
I don't die I didn't really die pretty much anywhere else in the entire game, but there twice. Just because it's full of lions. They come and
Just
they
throw
kill
a whole
you.
pack of them. Yeah. Every door is the lion door.
Yeah. That's my favorite one. And they make you go there multiple times. For side quests and stuff. The side quests are also really neat. There's a handful of them that are just like, hey, my Pokemon's acting up. Can you like smack it around a little bit? And they don't frame it that way. There's one where it's like, oh, I have this Pokemon and it like is very sensitive to people's feelings and it keeps on trying to like make me feel better, but I'm fine. So can you have a Pokemon battle with me so that I can prove to my Pokemon that I'm fine? Which that feels more like you're just having me beat the shit out of your guy because he's acting up.
Yeah, I was gonna
like,
say,
how
it
is that
seems like
proving you're fine?
Can you push him off a cliff so that I can prove that I love him by saving him?
Exactly.
This is crazy. That is not a healthy relationship to have with your Pokemon, man.
It's just very silly. Yeah. A lot of the quests in the Legends games seem to have this whole theme of like interacting with Pokemon in like the world and stuff like that. Like you'll get a random like guy as a reward, or you'll need to like do something for a wild Pokemon or a trainer's Pokemon.
Yeah.
What were you gonna say though?
Oh, I was just gonna say, my Pokemon won't sit still in her place for my 3-hour stream. Can you please beat it up for me?
Pretty much. That's what it feels like. Except the streamer's pretty high ranked in the Royale, so she can just take care of it herself.
No, I was just making a joke on the whole Hassan situation. I don't even know who that guy is, but I've been fed like a whole bunch of stuff that he's being a jerk to his dog on stream.
So, no, that whole situation is... Well, first off, he's like a political commentating streamer. Political streamer.
Ah, all right. Makes sense why people are like in firestorm about it.
And there was one stream where he had to keep the dog in his room because the dog wasn't allowed to like roam the house without like another person out there roaming the house. So the dog was a little bit uppity, and then he like tells it to like quiet down a couple times, and then he like reaches for something behind like the camera, and then the dog yelps, and everyone's like, he put a fucking shock collar on his dog and shocked it on stream. Which, first off, if you are a streamer and you know that would be controversial, you just wouldn't do it.
Why are you doing that?
So he obviously didn't. The dog just
I don't think he gives a shit. I don't think he gives a shit about being controversial, especially because of all the shit he did afterwards of like trying to lie about it and cover it up.
He didn't do it in the first place. He didn't have a shock collar. The dog yelped because it had his nail stuck in the bed or something like that.
Yeah, but then he got on stream just being like, oh, yeah, this is the collar I put on my dog. And it's one of those shock collars you can remove the prongs from. And I guess it had like a piece of tape over it. And like very obviously a piece of tape. And one of his friends who who goes and visits him in person is like, yeah, I don't know why the tape was on that collar. It is one of the removable ones.
Again,
It's
like,
like, oh,
if,
I'd want to believe that, but like, why lie then? Just makes it look way worse.
I don't think he's lying. It's just such a ridiculous, like, mustache twirling thing to have thought he did, right? Like, nobody's gonna like you for doing that.
Right.
If he's been streaming
weird.
for so long, he wouldn't make a mistake like this.
You'd think
I
not.
don't think
just
he did it at all. Period.
everything that I've been fed afterwards, though, of his reaction to it, just seems like, you know, a kid who broke a vase and left the room being like, nothing's wrong. Like, I think he went on this, he keeps crashing out. I keep getting, like, the things of everybody, posting about his crash outs, where he's, like, blaming everything, who are, like, people who are mad at him on, like, the whole Gaza incident, I guess. Like, people who only do that are just mad about this. I don't fucking know. Like I said, I don't pay attention to a whole lot of YouTube drama. It just gets thrown in front of my face. That guy just seems like a slimy guy who's trying to weasel out of something, and every time I get a clip of him, I get weird feelings.
No, he is, like, attacked pretty often on the internet, right? Like, he's a political commentator, and this happens a lot to him. He deals with harassment a lot.
Well,
so
I figure
he's
he probably
crashing out
attacks a
over
lot
it.
of people as well in his political commentating thing. It's probably his whole grift of, like, these guys are idiots, and I'll tell you why type shit.
Yeah, but, like, it doesn't mean that you can't be affected by it, right? Especially for something that you didn't do. So you get more angry
Potentially
about
didn't do.
Yeah, but I'm talking about from his perspective. If he had not done it, if everything he's claiming is true, why should he not be upset?
Yeah.
Why should he not be, like, yelling and being like, I literally didn't do this. People are dogpiling on me because of my political opinions, because that's my job. You know, like, this kind of thing is a back and forth. And I think he might correctly be calling out that people are trying to dogpile on him for this because of his political views, because that's what's important about his brand.
I can see that. You put it a lot more. Put it a lot more eloquently than I've ever heard him talk.
He speaks pretty eloquently sometimes. I don't really watch him, but it's a ridiculous idea to me that he would shock collar his dog on stream like that. Nobody would be happy to see that. He would, like, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, you would be pissed about that.
Nobody saw it. That was the whole thing. He keeps it off stream. Keeps it off camera. He has his deniability. I want to believe that everybody's a good person too.
Doesn't mean that they're denying it because they're lying. There's such a lack of proof, I feel. But regardless, the streamer in the game has electric type Pokemon, so she wouldn't have been able to do that.
Way to bring it back around. Yeah, no, I don't really give a shit about YouTube drama at all. I just keep getting it force-fed in front of my face, or I'm just like, this. It makes sense. He probably just, I get the weird vibes from him because he's a political commentator. I don't do any kind of following of political YouTubers or Twitch streamers, so probably just not my cup of tea in general.
Yeah, I mean, he gets in enough fights online, but yeah, the shock collar thing it feels very far-fetched.
Yeah, it feels very weird, but it's in the far-fetched land of, like, I don't believe anybody's that evil. I don't think that's a good reasoning. Never doubt the evility of people. I mean, people just kill dogs on live streams sometimes. Very sad to say,
different.
But yeah, but I'm saying, like, that's not comparable. But I'm just saying it's the world we live in. There's people that will do bad things and they won't think like, oh, what will people think? Will I be thought of as a bad person? Like, people don't think about that. Some people do not.
Yeah, but as someone who puts your face out there, that is like a primary thing to worry about.
Not if you're like narcissistic.
It's very important for the continuation of your career.
Yeah, it would. It's a hard thing to try and
have.
It's a hard thing to try and spin if you do it and then you try to make people believe it didn't happen, which is the one thing, like, he's kind of, I guess, caught in the thing. Like, he can't really do much more to prove that it didn't happen, so he's just kind of stuck looking the worst possible. Nothing else he can really do.
At the end of the day, his career's not really going to suffer.
Nah, I don't think so. If anything, no press is bad press type shit.
But yeah, we've about hit time.
That
Strange
is
we've
a
talked
good place
10
to
minutes
call
about
it.
Hassan. Neither of us watched.
Yeah, no, and like I said, it's just, I guess it's part current events. It's something that I can't like ignore if it's like every fourth post on the social medias or just something about it. If not about it directly, just like a meme about it.
Well, that's
I guess
a
it's
crazy
large
thing
in
too.
the
This was
zeitgeist.
like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, zeitgeist, man, blows up quick.
It's already gone from Twitter.
Yeah, I only mentioned it because I just realized today that I hadn't seen a whole lot of memes. Or I saw a meme in a comment section. It wasn't even related to the post wasn't related to it, but I just saw that meme again. I was like, oh yeah, that was a thing. That died so quick.
Yeah, right. That's the modern day. Things that come and they go super duper fast on social media.
Way she goes. But this podcast won't die quick with viewers like you who give us a 5-star rating and listen to the whole episode even when we babble about nonsense. Thank you so much for tuning in to Cold Hard Trash CRT episode 72. Hope you had a wonderful time with us. We'll see you next time.